You know, when you got celebrities in the house, you got to get those photos. You got to get the. I got you from here. Let's get it. You want me in there?
Okay. Absolutely.
So, Josh, talk to the audience while we're taking a picture.
All right, how y'all doing? This is Joshua, one of the Minneapolis MADDADS outreach supervisors. Just out here trying to give back, man. Early this morning, we out here every day, all day. We never stop because community never stops. And we got to just make sure that we give back to the people because there's a lot of people out here that needs the love. And I think that's the problem with a lot of these youngsters. They don't have enough love because they need more love. Somebody to be positive, somebody that's not criticizing, somebody that's not down on them, trying to find their talents and some of their strengths. Because if you find a lot of their talents and not just negative things, just something that's good and positive, and that's the main thing. You got to give back to the community and not give up. Because sometimes I think that's what happens to our youth. We give up on them just because they might make a mistake. There's always going to be mistakes in this world. You're always going to have to love them and nurture them and give them what they need in this world. Because if they don't have that, they act like they have anything. And they need something. And that's the main problem, I think. They just don't have enough nurturing and loving and support and people that's caring for them. Because if they feel that they don't have nobody caring for them, they're going to feel like there's nothing out here for them to do. And that's just the problem, And it hurts me to see that this youth, this generation that's just sliding past and walking through and not fearing anything. If they don't fear anything, they're not going to actually care about it. Kids are raising kids out here. And you can't have a kid raising a kid. And you know what? And whatever happened to the big mamas of the days, you know what I mean? Like the grandmas, the grandpas, like, hey, you go over there, you better say yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Some of these kids are, when their parents call them, they saying what? I remember when I was a little kid, and if I ever said what to my mom, I got smacked in the mouth, put in the corner, and then I got put in this thinking position where I had to sit on my elbows and sit there and think about it for at least an hour. Or whatever happened if siblings start to fight. I remember whenever I got in a fight with my brother, she used to make us hug and sit there and hug each other for like a half an hour. You know what I mean? So they need more structure with these kids. There's no structure, they don't care, and it's kids having kids. And a kid cannot raise a kid. So
this is good information that you're saying. It is.
Yeah, they really need to grow up, and like if you're having a kid, don't just pawn them on somebody else and expect somebody else to raise a kid. If you're grown enough to have a kid, you need to be grown enough to take care of it. And that's what's wrong with these kids out here. It's ridiculous, It's like moms are going out with daughters, going out to the club, and it's just like, what are you thinking? You know what I mean? You can't be a friend to a child. You have to be the parent. You have to guide the parent. You have to show the kid the right path to go on. You can't just sit there and let them grow up by themselves. That's what's wrong with them. They don't have no structure. They don't have a straight, clear path on what they want to do or where they want to be in life. They're not even asking their kid. You got to have realistic goals. Like, oh, well, if your kid say, I want to be a basketball player, well, what are you doing to be a basketball player? Are you going to practice every day? And be realistic. You have to have good grades in order to be a basketball player. And like, stop letting your kid get away with everything. You don't have to say yes all the time. If you say no, you need to tell a kid no. Because if he don't respect you enough to listen to you, what you think they're gonna do in the real world? If they don't respect you enough to say no, okay, mom, or okay, dad, what you think they're going to do to law enforcement? What you think they're going to do to their friends? What you think they're going to do when they're out in this world and somebody tells them no, they're going to throw a temper tantrum? And that's not how the real world works. And you have to let these kids know this world is not nice by any means. Because there are some mean people. And you got to let your kid know that. And they have to know the respect when somebody says no. Somebody older. Got to start respecting some of your older adults. Because if your kid don't respect you, what you think they're going to do when they go out in this real world? So, you know, it's just crazy, but you know, we got a way. We can't give up. We're gonna keep on going. We're gonna keep on trying to give these kids what they need. We're gonna try to nurture them. We're gonna try to give them some empowerment. Trying to keep them on the right path. And that's the main thing. Just gotta get them on that right path. Some might veer off, but you have to be man enough or woman enough to veer them back on the road. Because kids make mistakes out here every day. Kids make mistakes, but you know, you got to let them know that it's okay to make a mistake. Everybody's not perfect, but just let them know that you still love them if they make the wrong mistake. So I'm gonna hand this back over to VJ. So yeah.
I like that. Scoot on over, man. We're gonna hit me up in here. That's great. That's absolutely marvelous what we just talked about. Parents, you know your role, you know your responsibility. You know that you have to live right in order for your kids to live right. You can't live wrong and expect them to live right. It doesn't go that way. It's not do what I told you, but watch what I do and do as I do. You know, from the words of a great prophet, Prophet Barbara Starling, she would always say that I want my kids to mirror what I am and look like what I look like. So if you look at her son and her kids, you see that they represent respect and honor, which is a beautiful thing. And so you must do that too. You know, simply all we're saying is that if you don't know how to parent, then ask somebody. We'll help you. We got a parenting group that happens, other parenting groups around the town. Call us 612-822-0802. You don't know how to be in a healthy relationship? Why don't you find out? We'll show you how to do it. We'll show you how to be in a relationship that is healthy, where people are really learning how to love and get along with each other. A lot of times people don't know how to do that. They've never been taught. You watch your daddy kick your mama, you watch your mama beat your daddy, you watch people get high in front of you, you watch all kind of crazy stuff going on, and watching pornography and all this stuff, and you think it's normal. It's not. It's not normal. And so let somebody help you. We got a healthy relationship class, and there's many more. I mean, find the resources you need. If you want some help, give us a call or check in with Prophetess, and she will connect you up with resources also. And to the Jamar Clark family, the sister was here today. Just our condolences out to the family, our love out to you. Man, what a issue this was, and how it just is enlightened the nation with the after effects of that young man being killed. I mean, it really changed some things around the country. People are thinking and talking differently now about police and community relations. So to their family, God bless you. Continue to fight the good fight. Continue to do the good work. Continue to be about shaping and changing this community. It's serious business, and we got to do it. Now we're gonna
mention that.
Yeah, let me mention this. So on Thursday, this is a must. Thursday the 27th, mass communications, reaching the incarcerated from outside. Address correction is 1834 Emerson Avenue North. And it's going to be the Peace and Hope presents mass communication, reaching the incarcerated from inside. And it's going to be this Thursday from 4 to 7 at Emerge Career and Technology Center. She said address correction, 1834 Emerson. And the cost is donation based. So if you don't have anything, don't give anything. If you have something, make a donation. If you want more information, why don't you call Sharon at 612-220-4678. At 612-220-4678 for more information. Or you can contact her on email. Contact peaceofhope@gmail.com. They're going to teach you about letter writing, video chatting, phone calls, rides to the prison, and much more information that you need to know. So let me tell you, be at Emerge Technology Center.
Sharon Brooks.
Yeah, Sharon Brooks. Sharon Brooks is the person. She knows how to get the word out. You see, once you got the Prophet on your team, you're going to get the word out now. So make sure you contact her. That number again, 612-220-4678. And this Sunday, we're going to dedicate our second peace bench. And I'm hoping that Prophet Barbara Starling will be there on Sunday at 1:30, Shiloh Temple. We're going to dedicate the second peace bench to the community. So we want you there. We're promoting peace in all kinds of ways, taking a peace pledge, peace bench, peace forums. We're doing all kinds of stuff to promote peace. Sammy's Avenue Eatery, we're coming to you live. Our chef,
Oh my
master,
goodness, we
the
could
man with
not.
the plan. That is him right there.
Yes.
That's the brother you want to see. Tell him how you want it, he's gonna give it to you how you need it. Okay, that's right. See, there's a difference between tell him how you want it and get it how you want it. No, tell him how you want it, he's gonna give it to you how you need it. That's what he's gonna do. That's how he does it. That's how he makes it roll. You know what? Come on, Prophet. You got what you call butterfingers?
Absolutely. You know, you may have to go back and forth, but that's okay. I really want to emphasize this, whatever this, this curriculum that Sharon Brooks has put together. She's dynamic. She has an incarcerated loved one, so she understands where you're coming from. And if you really did a tally and went door to door, very few families have not been touched by a loved one being incarcerated. And I believe that this is opportunities to be educated, because those are our returning citizens. When they get out, they are still citizens. Even going in, they should have still been known as citizens, because that may have caused many of them to not be prolonged in their time because of whatever goes on behind prison doors. Those are citizens. So I really want to emphasize, families, you've got some issues. You know some things are going on. You've got little Bubby, big Bubby. They're involved in crime. You know that. You're not willing to turn them in. Maybe it's because of fear. Maybe it's because the money that little Bubby and big Bubby have been bringing in has sustained your household. Well, let's do it like this. Come on over to Emerge Center. Listen. Just listen. And I believe, and plus you heard from one of our MADDADS today, and it resonated about restoring dignity to our families in the sense of respect and honor. You gotta start somewhere. And when that's been that kind of breakdown in the family, it's very hard to restore it, because as far as the teenagers, they feel like, look at everything they've seen you do, and you didn't model that thing. And even when we model positive things, God made a person, and that person has their own thoughts, opinions, and ways, and sometimes they'll deviate, but they'll come back. That's what's the bottom line here, and that's what's really positive. So be prayerful, but I'm telling you, come over to Emerge. I believe that this is something that we really have been waiting on, and don't look at it like, oh, I've got this going on, or I already know how to do that. We've got to be one voice and be in solidarity. Our children are at stake. And if we don't care about them and show them that we care, then they're going to fall by the wayside, but not on our watch. Don't you agree, Victor?
I agree.
Not on our watch. We cannot let that happen, so jump in. We're going to make it known that we want to see family-friendly reading rooms in penal institutions. So many times that child will come to visit the parent, the loved one, and what happens is that child ends up over by the canteen. They don't have anything to do. They're bored. Mom and dad, or whoever brought them, they're engaged, and this child is just sitting there. But if you, in this month, campaign literacy awareness, the right to read, get a family-friendly book, make sure it is new, brand new, or rarely used. Don't see this as an opportunity for you to clean out your attic and all those old dusty books that nobody wants, including a 1964 set of encyclopedia. That's not what we're looking for. Contact your schools and see how you can help in tutoring and get a little bit closer involved with your school. Churches, you can do the same thing. Just simply announce it. Do it any way you want to, that you would like for the congregations. Get with their children. Look and see if you have any rarely used to new books, and let that child write something very encouraging to another child. Then, think about this. We want to get books in the penal system. Call them and let them know you'd like to donate books. Tell them the kind of books they are, so that when children come to visit the incarcerated, their loved ones, there's something that magically can happen. If that parent is on board and knows that this is going to happen, and you've got some of those books inside the penal system, the books don't have to be the same that the parent, the incarcerated one, and the child read. The child just grabs a book, opens opens it up and reads that first paragraph. The parent takes the book that they got and lets them know, look what I've got, and reads a paragraph. Two things are happening here. You really get an opportunity to parent that child by saying, you know what, I can't wait to see you next week, next month, and I'll be reading my book. You keep on reading yours. We're talking about preschoolers to elementary school children. When that child goes back to school and that teacher says, what did you do this weekend? Or what did you do last night? That child can throw up their hand and say, I read with my dad or my mom. But their parents, I'm sorry, educators as well, do not dehumanize that child. Do not strip them of their value. They're proud of the fact that you're reading. But if you start saying things like, well, where does your daddy work? Where does your mom? Leave that out of the picture, because that can cause that child to shut down, especially if they've been ashamed of the fact that their parent is incarcerated. So we're trying to help everyone. And on Thursday night of this week, Thursday Health, Well and Fit, on SB Barber Morning Show at 9 p.m., we want you to tune in. Educators, politicians, and concerned citizens, give us your thoughts on the decline in reading levels of our children. You're going to also find that some of our men, they work hard, they're bringing in income, taking care of their families, but they kind of shy away from that reading time with their grandchildren and their children because they can't read as well. They maybe dropped out of school, whatever the thing, way, way back. And nobody targeted it, but I'm saying churches, even men, stay away from Bible study because, you know, somebody's going to call on them. They shy away. See, we've got some very creative ways for us to get up close with families and find out what the need is without shaming a person. Charles Ford, I think that's his first name, but he is the pastor, senior pastor of Berean Baptist. I stumbled on him to interview him years ago for CLA, Campaign Literacy Awareness and Right to Read. He said that he was illiterate, could not read, period. He said, but when God got a hold of him, almost like that Damascus Road experience, he said yes. And he admitted he could not read, and he was prompted to just go through the Bible, piece by piece, word by word. He'd ask for help, and the next thing you know, years later, he is a scholar. So it can happen to anyone. We don't have to settle for the negative things. There's so many positive things going on. So remember, it is your child's right to read. Husband, it's your right to read. Mother, it's your right to read. Teenagers, it is your right to read. You need help? Help is right with us. So you can inbox us on Facebook, GM Network TV, or if you're on Twitter, same thing, GM Network. But let's celebrate this piece during this month and get to Sharon Brooks' event at Emerge on, was it the 27th?
27th.
The 27th. Come out and check that out. That's all I got to say today. So, PJ, if you'll wrap us up, because we've got to go now.
It's been great being on the SB Barber Morning Show. You know, every Tuesday I look forward to it. Not just for the sandwich, but just for SB Barber being so clumsy. She just dropped everything today. She has never been like this ever before. Can we note this day? This is the day that SB Barber dropped everything, almost broke everything, and you know what? She maintained her cool. Did you see that closeout? You would never have known. You had to been here to see it. I mean, she dropped her earrings, her glasses, the microphone, everything got dropped. But the show went on, and it went on great. I want to say big ups to Josh and him coming through and being a part of talking about parents, and all our guests that came in, Jamar Clark's sister, and all our guests that came in. You know, the SB Barber Morning Show is a great time and a great opportunity to sit back, have my favorite sandwich, have some hot tea at Sammy's. You know, I'm getting almost like SB Barber and having the quadruple bags of tea in there, but right now I just got one bag in here. And so the tea is good for you, this place is good for you, this program is good for you, information is good for you, people coming together with positivity is good for you. Everything we do here is good for you. God bless you. We look forward to tuning in to us next Tuesday. Remember, SB Barber's on the show every day. She's got something going on. Today just happens to be my day. I get blessed with her presence. God bless you. We'll talk to you next week. Love you.